I want to talk about emotions a little bit and the way we kind of look at them. There's this book. Oh man, Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, like How Emotions Are Made or something. But she presents this new uh, theory. Man, I really should be knowing this. Sorry, I'm having a little too much to drink and it just kind of popped in my head. But I don't want to disrespect this doctor at all or her work by not knowing what I'm talking about. But I believe it's Dr. Lisa Fieldman Barrett and like How Emotions Are Made, the secret thing of the mind or something. I don't know. It was a really good book. And she's trying to supplant the whole idea, the theory of the triune mind. And I think hers was the theory of constructed emotions. I believe that's what it was. Not the name of the book, but her scientific theory. But basically, she talks about how emotions are constructed in the human mind. And then the triune theory is like back from the 50s that says like everybody in the world is born with a base set of emotions and then, that's what we have. But she's like, no, our experiences and, what happens to us in life gives our mind the information to grow these emotions so we can grow our emotions. And I don't know, I just feel like that's very poignant, especially as an actor. It's like emotions aren't something that you have to, have at the surface per se, or like method acting where you always got to be in character at the moment. I think that's I'm not disrespecting the art form of method acting. I do agree it does have its flaws, or at least it has its flaws in the beginning before what do you call it, Stella Adler and Stanislavski had the whole come to Jesus moment where it was like, yeah, it should be about imagination, not about emotional recall. Because emotional recall, I agree, is dangerous, especially the way it was being used. But emotions in general, they're like energy. There's another book too, Rage Becomes Her. It's a foreign female's name, and I don't want to disrespect saying her name. I don't remember. God, I really should look these things up before I start, jacking my jaws. But it was a really brilliant book, and she talks about like the gendering of emotions, how like men are allowed to feel certain emotions like rage or anger, stuff like that, and that's okay. And you can feel like as a male, you can cry like at a birth or a sporting event. But socially, outside of that, it's seen as weak, and it's true. It's in a male's world. It's seen weak to cry, and how women are viewed as ugly or not pretty or something wrong with them whenever they rage out or get angry. Like those emotions aren't valid for them to have. So the point being, it's like the gendering of emotions to me doesn't seem like it's a strength we have. It's a weakness. We all feel the same emotions. We all have the same emotional potential, but blocking us is what's hurting us. So men need to learn how to feel the softer emotions, find the softer side of cedar, so to speak. And women need to be allowed to freaking get angry and rage without freaking society chastising them for it. Because that's the problem, is the chastisement. You know, people are allowed to feel the full spectrum of their emotions. It shouldn't be something that is used against them for it. And not only that, if they need to feel it, then we should start teaching them how, giving the tools and techniques that teach them to learn how to use their emotions. Like I said, it's an energy. I feel like things like the Berserker Rage from Norse mythology. What if that was like, an elite unit who learned how to instill the emotions of fear and project it forward? What if they got so in tune with themselves that they were allowed to weaponize emotion? And I think it's a very real possibility to weaponize emotion. You can make people feel things. If you understand how emotions work and they don't, theoretically, you should be able to make them feel whatever you want to. And if you have a unit of freaking crazy berserkers who understand the emotional body enough to project fear or an emotion of the like, why couldn't they charge a unit and right as they're coming to the line, project that emotion and just get, for lack of a better word, a buff as they're going into the charge? Because again, it's energy. You feel it. You can push it into someone else. I mean, artists prove it all the time. They make you feel things all the time. So theoretically, like I said, if you train some people to use emotions, to learn them how to use fear, how to use anger, hate, and rage, and then to fire them all off at a precise moment, you can get a whole unit line to inject that fear. Even nowadays, Like when you rush an assault, why couldn't you turn that on? Why couldn't you, as you're shooting it up, unleash that emotional barrage that they won't know how to counter more than likely? Anyways, halfway done painting orcs, so I'm gonna keep drinking and keep painting and keep trying to finish up. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate your time.